Morning, everyone. Today is Tuesday, the 27th day of Shvat, February 25th. We're on page 97 of the Chayenu. In today's lesson, we continue along the theme of not to be dejected by the attacks of the Yetzer Hara, to realize and know that we're on the right track, on the right path. We're doing something right. If the Yetzer Hara is trying to attack us, it's his last hope and last chance to try to do his job, but he's going to lose because we're beating him in his own game. And today we say that it's a mistake to think that improper thoughts are proof that our service to Hashem is not authentic. Improper thoughts are just indicative of a real battle going on between you, your divine soul, and your animal soul. So if something is happening inside you, you're having distracting thoughts during davening, it means you're on the right track. You're in the battle. You're fighting the good fight. A lot of people think if I have distracting thoughts during davening, or God forbid, foreign thoughts or inappropriate thoughts, it means that my prayer is worthless. If I daven correctly, they mistakenly believe if I daven improperly and I have proper kavanah, then no foreign thoughts would enter my mind. This is wrong, the Alter Rebbe says. It's because you're davening properly, and because you're doing such a good job, and because you're dedicating your time, your heart, your soul to Hashem. That's why the Yetzer Hara is trying so hard to throw you off. It would be correct if there would be but one soul within a person, and that soul was just davening and would ponder holy thoughts. In this case, the godly soul would truly immerse in prayers, and there would be no room for any opposition. But we do have two souls. We have the godly soul, and we have the animal soul, and they're battling it out every day in the mind of the person. The mind is not only the battleground, but it's also the prize, the objective of the battle between the two souls. They're fighting for supremacy over the mind's thoughts. Each of them wishes and desires to rule and pervade the mind exclusively. All the thoughts of Torah and the fear of Hashem come from when the godly soul reigns supreme, takes control, while the thoughts of worldly matters are driven by, yep, you guessed it, the animal soul, the natural soul. But if there were indeed two separate souls, why would there be the extraneous thoughts of one and one interfering with the devotion of the other? They would not interfere. What does that mean? What's this question? Except that Hashem, the godly soul, is involved within it, within the animal soul. If each one had their own separate jobs, they would. This one's fighting, this one's looking to be godly, this one's looking to be worldly, and they would leave each other alone. While you're davening, the godly soul would do his thing. While you're working, or while you're playing, or while you're eating, or whatever, the animal soul would do his thing. But it's not the case, because each one wants to overtake the other. The godly soul cannot ignore foreign thoughts that rise from the animal soul. And foreign thoughts disturb one's devotion during davening. This too, let's take for example, when a person's davening, and opposite him stands somebody who's just trying to distract him and confuse him, and he speaks words that try to intentionally disturb his davening. So if the other person's intentions were not to disturb, but to merely ask him a question, he could just say, listen, let's talk about it later. But when the intention is to disturb his davening, and he'll gain nothing by responding if he only answers one question, he will promptly be asked by another. So he's going to answer the question, the guy's going to ask another and another and another. He's just there to disturb you. You have to realize where it's coming from. The best advice in this case would be to either answer him, to answer him neither good nor evil. Ignore him. To act as if you were deaf without hearing. So if somebody's trying to bother you and pester you during davening, if you engage with him and say, okay, if I answer this one question, I'll leave you alone. He's just going to come back at you with another question, if that's his true intent. So in that case, just ignore him. Okay, Mashakosov al tan ksil kivaltoi pen tishve loy gam ato. In this way, you could comply with the pasuk that answer not a fool according to his folly, lest you become like him. Once you engage with him, he cracks a good joke. You're like, if I just laugh at this joke, maybe he'll leave me alone to my davening. And then he cracks another joke and another joke. And soon enough, you're the one telling the jokes, and you're the problem. So just as in the analogy of this nuisance, this guy who's trying to bother you during davening, so too when foreign thoughts enter your mind, if you engage with them and think, okay, if I just think about them for a moment, they'll go away and I'll be fine. No, person shouldn't engage with them. He should not occupy himself with mental discussions on the best strategy for countering these thoughts. Ki hamisabek im menuval gamkein. If he wrestles with the filthy person, he's also going to be become filthy. Similarly, in the response of fighting the foreign thought, one's mind becomes filled and tainted. He should therefore not seek to grapple with it. What should he do instead? He should pretend that they never occurred to him whatsoever, and he should dismiss them from his mind. Not easy. Alter Rebbe is giving you a very great challenge. When something enters your mind, just move your thoughts off of them. Refocus on the davening. And strengthen still more power of his concentration. If, however, he finds it difficult to dismiss them because they distract his mind with great intensity, okay, he's trying very hard to push away these distracting thoughts. It's not working. What should he do then? So then he should humble his heart and soul to Hashem. Here it says soul, sorry. He should humble his neshama before Hashem, nafshay. Yischave lo yisparich mashafte lerachem olav berachamav mehamerubim. He should beg Hashem to have compassion on him and to help him. To help him. I'm trying to daven to you, Hashem. I'm trying to pour out my heart, and I'm getting the nefesh bahamis and the Yetzer Hara. They're attacking me today. I need a little help because I'm trying to not think and not put my mind to it, but it's not working. So when you're asking your Father in heaven, kirachem of abanim, and like a father who takes pity on his children who stem from his brain. So too, Hashem should be compassionate on him because we come from Hashem. We're asking Hashem to rescue us from these turbulent waters, meaning the thoughts that disturb us during davening, during learning, and Hashem should do this for his own sake, because his people are a part of him. Hashem's people are a part of him, in order that one should not incur divine judgment as to whether he is worthy of Hashem's compassion. The Alter Rebbe advises that one should beseech Hashem's mercy for his own sake. Since the soul, we say, in the morning we say, your faithfulness in me is great. Your faithfulness in me. You're a part of me. So since the soul is a part of God and aiding the soul, he actually helps himself, so to speak. If you help me, you're helping yourself because we're one people, we're one entity. My neshama is a part of you, so to speak. So the question of whether one is deserving of such aid becomes irrelevant. It's not you're deserving because you're so special. You're a part of Hashem, so therefore he would want to help himself. Just like if you get hurt, you're going to take care of whatever it is. You get a cut, you're going to go to a Band-Aid, you have a headache, you're going to take Tylenol. So Hashem wants to help himself. You're reaching out to Hashem to help himself, which is the neshama which is inside of you. So the takeaway for today, Chevra, is the toolbox for success in divine service. Understand how you work. A mistake or a negativity doesn't mean that your neshama is weak. It means that your soul is strong and it's fighting. And therefore your evil is trying to fight you even more because it sees that you're winning the battle. And he's getting desperate. So what we do is we tune in to our divine soul and we push away any evil, any outside thoughts, and we focus only on Shem Echad. That's the end of chapter 27. Everyone have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for joining.